Hey everyone! Today has been a bit of a really windy, chilly day. So it's like kind of finding things in the bus that are fun to do. So I decided to create some jewelry and I wanted to come on and do it with you guys. I had this idea for a bracelet. I think the hardware is actually under the phone, so maybe I'll just get it started in the recording. I really wanted to do some lapis lazuli because it is a beautiful stone for intuition and positivity and really getting in touch with the angelic realms. It is known as the twin flame stone as well, so it helps with balanced harmonics within. So I really love that. I can show you one of these. Oh no, it fell! I have to get a new one. I'll reach down there later and grab it out. So, what I'm going to be doing is kind of making one of the roach clip bracelets, which I really love how it turned out. I was inspired by something that Dan was doing, but then kind of like made it my own. I really love how that works, how you like collaborate with people and end up really coming up with new ideas. It's really super fun. I was like, don't take my idea. I have this friend, his business name is Rope-A-Dope, and he makes cool bracelets out of, what's it called? That cord. Paracord. And he puts a little tube in it, and he puts a pipette on it in a bowl, and he makes bowl bracelets. It's really cool. Rope-A-Dope, if you want to check him out on Facebook. I think he's also on Instagram, but it's really amazing. I got one in a trade. He's a really cool dude. So, okay, I'm going to be using 4 of these lapis beads, so I'm going to cut 4 little pieces of copper wire. This one is a 20 gauge. I feel that 20 gauge is sufficient because they do use 20 gauge in a lot of jewelry in the stores. Like earring posts are 20 gauge and jump rings. I think jump rings maybe even sometimes are a little bit smaller than 20 gauge, but I feel like the way that I'm making this is it's sufficient for a 20 gauge. It'll be strong enough to hold it. So, and then I'm also doing a little hematite bead in between each lapis bead. So I just got to have these little tiny pieces. Hopefully this will be big enough. But how many I'll do in between, I don't know. So I might as well just cut some extras and see how it goes. I like to just kind of go with the flow with measurements and see how long it ends up being, because sometimes when you're creating, it doesn't always necessarily turn out mathematically perfect, So I like to leave some space for creative wiggle room, I guess. Okay. So I started off with cutting 4 of the little pieces and 4 of the big pieces. The beads that are hematite are really tiny, so I wasn't going to necessarily take them out immediately, but I guess if I do those links first, let's see, I have different shaped ones. I was thinking, I guess however many 4 of one shape comes out first is divinely inspired, right? And I think it's going to be probably round. Yep. So little round hematites, got 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 tiny little hematites. It is tricky when you're working with beads because they do roll so much. So you gotta kind of keep them tamed. Be very careful. And it's hard with kittens because you never know when they're gonna like fly up on you. So I put 1 little hematite on this little tiny wire, and I'm just gonna go ahead and curl up the ends to make a loop so that it's a little link. I'm gonna do them the opposite ways. So it's like this, with 2 little loops on the end so I can connect it to the next little link. It's cute. I think I cut the wires nice and at a good length. Okay, move on to my next one. Just curl this up. Sound effects always help. And then curl the other side, the opposite direction. Okay, kind of want to line up the end of the wire with the, we can always straighten it out later, but it looks pretty good. So it closes, you want it to close, you know? End of the wire with the rest of the wire when you loop it so that it closes into a little loop, like a chain link, you know? Okay, moving on to the next one. The next one. If you guys ever want to just watch my videos and create while I create, or just chillax, or kind of use it as ASMR. I've been told I have a really good ASMR voice. You can also hear the wind in the background. It's super windy. Okay. This is the last link. Voila. We have 4 little links with copper and hematite. They're very cute. So I'm gonna just set this down. It's hard when they roll around, you know, everything rolls. So now I'm gonna do the bigger links where I have a little bit of a bigger wire, and I have this lapis lazuli. So you can see how big that is. That's quite a bit bigger than the other one. Which I think I might trim this wire, then in turn trim all of them, because it doesn't necessarily need to be that big. So I'm gonna see where there's about this much space on either side, and then go ahead and cut the wire to be that long, because it'll just be good for the loop, and with a little bit extra to see the copper. I don't want too much excess, if you know what I mean. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and use this as a guide for my other 4 wires, and go ahead and clip it right at that spot. Alrighty, and time to make the links. So on these ones, if you want to leave the sides open a little bit, since we pretty much closed those links completely, the little ones, these are going to be in between those. So if you leave these ones open just a little bit, you'll be able to stick the link from the other one in, and then close it back up. there's one. Again, I did them opposite directions. Looks cute. All right, number 2. Number 3. These pliers are round nose pliers, I think they're called. They're not needle nose because they're not pointy. They have, well, maybe they are needle nose. But I like these for when I'm making loops. They work really nicely. So, all right, then we have 4 lapis links. And now we're just going to put the links together. I do also maybe potentially want to slide a charm in there. So I'm going to be looking out for where I want to do that. So it's just kind of a process of putting it together and then seeing like what you want to add, you know? It's just a fun project. Okay, see, that one's still closed a little bit, so I'm going to grab my pliers. I may use these flatter ones now to open the link a little bit so I can slide this one on and then close the link up. And the more you kind of play with the wire, the more it becomes stronger, as long as you're not bending it, you know? So here we go, linked up. Cute. First link. Alright, now to the other side of the lapis, I'm gonna put the next hematite one. Open it and close it. Okay, and then just keep going until they're all together. The cool thing about the roach clip bracelet is that you can have extra links, so it can be a little bit longer because it's going to be adjustable. So it'll just like hang off a little bit. See, this is 3 hematites with 2 of the lapises. You can see that it's basically like half the size of my wrist. We'll see how it ends up and if we need to add some extras. Should I tell you guys what's going on in the personal life and the bus? Wearing quartzite, and it's nice and peaceful, but it is difficult a little bit trying to figure out our relationship. You know, it's to a point where we're kind of not really seeing eye to eye on a lot of things. And it's hard that since he's been gone, I've kind of like developed my own way of doing things. And then he like comes back and he wants to do it the way he used to do it, but it's like this has been my space for how long, and it's kind of important that we communicate on these things, like you tell me where you move something or stuff like that. So I hope that we can work it out, or I don't know, he's gonna, I hope maybe he's working on finding somewhere else to stay. I don't know. Okay, all the links are together. Nice. And this exactly would probably fit around my wrist right now. That looks really good. I love it. Okay, so now we're at a point where we have it open and I could put a little charm on there. And that's what I think I'm gonna do right now. Do a little charm. So the charms are actually, let me see if there's any charms in here. But most of the charms are under the phone. You can pretty much use any like old earring as a charm. Find old costume jewelries and take the charms off of those. I don't think there's any charms in here. Alright, under the phone we go. Wow, it's not, now it's back a lot farther. Okay, let's see. What kind of charm do we want? I have this really cool Hamsa hand. I think I want to do that. And a third eye. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, so these little Hamsa hand and third eye charms. I'll put those on there. And grab my little roach clip. Boom. And then let's see. So since this is like pretty much just exactly the length of my wrist, I'm gonna add the charms on their own link next to the hematite on the end that I have there. And this one doesn't need to be big at all because these charms are, oh, I had a couple little pieces over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and curl the ends like I did for the hematites. And put the charms on. Okay, in order to make these stay put, I think that'll be good. Even if they move around a little bit, it won't be a big deal. So then I'm gonna connect this side to the roach clip. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to open this one up again. bigger. Stick the roach clip on. And close it back up. So it's even cute just like this, you know? Adorable. These little charms. This one is the Hamsa, and then the little third eye, lapis lazuli, and then you just connect the roach clip to the other end of the bracelet, and it can be adjusted to fit around your wrist at any length. And the alligator clip is like pretty good, where you can really put it anywhere. And then if you have extra hanging down, it just kind of looks like it's another dangly charm. What do you think? This one is available, open to offers. It would be lovely to be able to get into Tyson Wells, where you can set up a vending table right next to your campsite. So we would be able to park the bus in there. It's $500 a month, and it includes your vending table, and it includes water and electric. So that's really what we would love to do. If anybody is looking to support it, I would love to make a custom order in jewelry or tie-dye. So just let me know. And if you love this, then give me a like, a subscribe, a follow, and a shout out. I love you so much. Have a beautiful day.